Well, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Man-O-Rama. Tonight we're talking about the red flags for dating for guys, meaning how to understand what the red flags are with dating women, because a lot of men have red flags that women see, and there are some that women have for decent men. And we're here to help you understand that. And no, we're not professionals. We just make a lot of mistakes and we understand. So join us for a great topic and a lot of fun. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the 89 episode of Man-O-Rama, Understanding the Red Flags in Dating. I'm your host, rancorsteve, and I am with a group of men who are the coolest dudes in the world. You guys are more than welcome to turn your cameras on, turn your mics on, enjoy the fun.
I am
Yes.
in no way, shape, or form one of the coolest men around, but thank you.
Yeah, you are. Whatever. Vincent, how has your week been?
My week was absolutely fabulous, my friend.
Nice,
Had
nice.
some good news about a couple of personal things that popped up,
Mm,
and well, life has treated me fair so far. Knock on wood.
there you go. There you go. And Canadian Spider-Man, he's in the background somewhere. Or did he just up and leave and said, screw you guys? Maybe. I don't know. Um,
Uh-oh.
yeah, there you are. Now your camera's. No. Well, my week has been pretty good. I know we have a new guest on the show, Jeff, and Canadian Spider-Man's somewhere. Hey, there you are.
There he is.
Hey.
Here,
And
yeah,
how's your week been?
it's been fantastic. Am I too loud?
No, you're
No,
good, man.
good to go.
Okay. No, my week has been fantastic. British Columbia has been getting a lot of rain, so hopefully we can have bonfires here before too long. Been going out with my brother and doing some camping and fishing, and that's been good. It's been a great week.
Nice. And Jeff, are
I've had a
you
great week as
there?
well.
Awesome. Cool. So, anyone who doesn't know who Jeff is, he's been on Lego Build, and I am joined with my co-host, my dog. Jeff has been on Lego Build, and I've been on one of his streams, and hopefully be on more. He does Legos, and just like me, I know I said Legos, and I don't care. Y'all can
Aw,
suck it.
nice puppy.
That's yeah. But my week has been crazy. I've been working out in the sun. I've getting a tan. Um,
Working
I
out.
went. No, I've been working on planter boxes in a backyard. So it's like really, I've been sweating a lot. That's a good thing. Um,
Nice.
yeah, get my hands dirty. Uh, I went to one of my buddies. His kids play football. They're like young kids, and they were playing football. So we went, and that was pretty fun. The wife and I enjoyed it very much. A lot of people. It was like a little expedition scrimmage type thing. It was a lot of fun. So I think this weekend I'm going to the Pew Pew round, hole puncher range. So that was
Nice.
fun.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Spend the holidays shooting. Boo boo. As you notice, there's some people who aren't here, and some are not feeling well. Some got busy with work. It's okay. It's okay. But here at Man-O-Rama, we are not doing will be that guy because it was a little bit difficult for me to find images and tweets and stuff, the red flags and all that stuff. But this is what we're gonna do. My favorite game, Canadian Spider-Man's favorite game. Hopefully he does well this time. Yes, that's right. Jeff, you're new to this game, so we'll see how well you are. I will say this. I hung out with Tyler last night. he didn't do so hot with these. He didn't. It was complete chaos and anarchy. But here with Senorita or Hombre or Senorita, it's pretty much spot the tranny. That's pretty much what the game is. It's perfect for today because those are red flags. And here, it's not mainly making fun of the whole situation, although we do kind of make light of it. It's more of helping you guys understand, hey, this is how you can actually make your night a little bit better to spot the situations. And Canadian Spider-Man,
terrible. Yeah, this is you're gonna regret.
Yeah, you are.
Or mate.
All right, so we're gonna get with the first picture, guys.
I don't fucking know anymore.
You're about to learn.
You gonna learn, son.
All right.
Ooh, that is a chick. I like that.
Hold up. So you
I
think
like
it's a chick?
Yeah, I have a thing for Asians. That is an Asian chick.
All right. Vincent.
That's an hombre.
God damn it.
Jeff.
I agree, an hombre.
It's a dude.
With arm, look at the bite. There's no arm. That's not a dude with an arm like that.
Have you seen the dudes these days? Skinny arms. Go to the gym. Get jacked.
They should. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
All right, here's another one.
Ordy's in the chat. I've got yellow fever, and that's a dude. Ordy.
How you doing, Ordy?
You
right.
absolute madman.
Here is.
He's on Rumble.
All right.
Ooh.
Canadian Spider-Man. Chick or a dude?
That's an American girl.
Okay.
That's an
Jeff.
American girl.
I wished it was a female, but it looks like a dude to me.
All right. Vincent.
1 second. I'm gonna enhance my screen a little bit.
Here, do you want me to zoom it in?
Yeah, would you please?
Yeah.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with dude.
Canadian Spider-Man. That's a
That's
dude.
a girl. That's an
That's a
American
dude.
girl.
How you can tell is by the cheekbone. And
She's got
also
them.
the structure of where the eyebrows and everything.
Kinda
Because
like
how I
a-
always notice it is guys' eyebrows are a little bit higher, women are a little bit lower. No, or yeah. And I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
If I brought that home to my mother, it would fool my mom.
All right. Here, I'll enhance this one for you guys. All right. Jeff, a chick or a dude?
Sadly, I think that's a chick.
Okay.
Chick.
Canadian Spider-Man.
That's an unfortunate lady.
You both are correct. Y'all are correct.
Yay! I got one.
You got one.
Got that Johnny Bravo hair going.
Yeah. All right. Canadian Spider-Man.
That does look like a dude.
Okay. Vincent.
I don't know. I'm gonna say chick.
All right. Jeff.
I also say chick.
Well, Canadian Spider-Man is right. That's a dude.
Oh.
Wow.
That was, see, I like to make this a little bit more confusing. And this one, it actually got me. And I was like, huh. So I had to go to a link that this had it. And it was a dude. It threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, no. I've spent time in Thailand. That helps. Not like that. Not in those areas of Thailand.
All right. Bangkok. Jeff.
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
That's a dude.
Bangkok.
All right. Vincent.
Let's see. Yeah, dude.
Canadian Spider-Man.
It's an effeminate dude, but it's a dude, yeah.
Yep. All right. Canadian Spider-Man.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Chick
My
or
penis
dude?
says it's a woman.
All right. Jeff.
I have to second that. It definitely looks like a female to me.
So you say female?
Yeah.
All right. Vincent.
I don't trust anybody. That's a dude.
That's a dude. All right. That's a dude. That's the same picture. That's the same
What?
dude from the first one.
No way.
Dude, you.
Steve, we gonna have to have a talk, son.
We all know this, right? We all know Big Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Big Mike. All right.
It's Nardy.
Now, Canadian Spider-Man, you're in the hot seat for this week. I sent a group of people, the guys from the show, a photo of Blair White. All right, Canadian Spider-Man, is
I
that
don't know who Blair White is.
It was the chick in the bikini with the Cybertruck.
With the rifle. Yeah.
Oh, with the Cybertruck. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a girl, right?
That's her right there. Is that a dude or a woman?
Well, Alex Jones is a psychotic legend. Isn't that
That's cool.
that's a girl. That is Tim
Canadian
Pool.
Spider-Man.
That's a girl.
You were okay. So here is a simping moment. You
That's a
were
girl.
simping for a dude.
Huh?
Yeah, Steve. Blair White was born male. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I did
Now-
say I didn't want anything to do with her because girls were trouble. I did say that.
You did, but you are the first one live on the chopping block.
She
To
was female.
you got baited, and buddy, we're gonna have to have a long talk, a very long
have-
conversation.
Lordy
So
can
we're gonna have plenty of hot chocolate and vodka, and we're gonna walk you through this. We're gonna teach you, son.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna help you
man.
out.
We
teach you.
care.
Thank God.
There's no shame in this.
We're
Well,
here.
maybe a slight amount of shame.
There's a lot of shame. I like, yeah.
Orville said, "Steve, you're gonna give us all nightmares, bro." That's to me.
Well, see, Orty makes a good point. He said Blair White can pass, though. Not really
See,
fair
all
unless
right.
you know. And it's
I
true.
told Vincent this, and I said I'm not gonna bring it up, but here I am. Here's the thing with Blair White. Okay, I consider her a her because she says I'm trans woman. She says I'm not a woman. Now, which is very respectful. Okay, but here's the thing: I got duped the same way Canadian Spider-Man because when she used to go on Louder with Crowder with Steven Crowder, I would only
I
see
like
the
that guy.
picture. I saw the picture of her. I was like, wow, that's a very attractive woman. And then I heard the voice. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's a dude's voice in what looks to be a female body. I'm very confused
Nice
right
female
now.
boy. Most women.
I need to rethink everything. So that's when I started going, all right, I need to evaluate things and actually kind of adjust my whole thing of when I meet people. And it's through this, it's been a lot easier. I'm like, all right, that I did actually see a transgender who was 6'4", and I was like, that's an NBA player. Oh, but that is hombre or senorita. I know a lot of people were asking if we were going to do this, and this is the perfect time because those are red flags. Because that's a good example. I watched a video of, I think it was in Miami, where why don't you call your show Nightmare on Steve Street? Hey, but
I just sent you something on DM, Steve.
I'm
You can-
afraid. I'm afraid. But here's the thing. It's
You can post it. It's not nasty. It fits Canadian Spider-Man to a T.
okay.
Pretty
I
much.
will. Here we go.
Blair White told Kamala to come and get it, bitch.
Yeah.
Was that right? The rifle.
All right. Canadian Spider-Man.
I think that's what.
This is you. Because here's the thing. the reason why I bring up these topics is, especially spot the tranny and stuff, is I watched a video of a guy making out with what looked on the side of girl, and then the bartender's like, "Hey, that's a dude that you're making out with," and he was baffled. He's like, "No, no, no, no." With guys who are dating, here's the thing: you need to be aware. It's not anymore. There's no more looking at the ID if it's a fake ID or not, which still happens, but it's not. You have to actually investigate whether single guys going to bars, clubs, or anything. You have to investigate, and over time, it gets a little bit easier and easier and easier. Just look at the shoulders, the cheekbones, the Adam's apple. Just the way they stand and everything, you can tell. If a chick is standing like this, more than likely it's a dude. Or if they're sitting and spread legs, it's more likely a dude. Those are
I don't
obvious
know why
ones.
there's so many men that want to be women. I mean, I guess to live life on easy mode, I suppose.
It's a mental disorder. That's pretty much what it is. But let me get up the first question of the night. I love this game. You know, it's a lot of fun. Just to hear Canadian Spider-Man go, ooh.
I'm so confused.
That's why I'm going to have him go first the entire time, and then have everyone else go, and then crush it for
I
him.
don't feel that's right. No, I think the others need.
No, Steve.
The others need.
It's yeah. Let somebody else go first. I think he's been through enough tonight.
Yeah, we're moving on. You're done. You're done off the hot seat. That's the thing. It's so here. The reason why I put you on the hot seat is because anyone who simps from the show, they get to be on the hot seat for just a little bit, a little roast. That's it. And it was perfect timing, dude. It couldn't come to a better opportunity. And I told Andy and Gary, I texted them, I was like, don't tell Canadian Spider-Man this, but he's getting roasted. And I told Mike, and we were all dying laughing because we knew what was about to happen. And then I told us
a man.
Anyways,
Claire White's a woman. Like I masturbated to that.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, that's
anyways, so here's the first question of the night.
Didn't need to know. Okay, good.
So here's a question for everyone. Vincent, what was a red flag you saw in dating?
In my dating life?
Yes.
Let's see. There have been several, but I think the one that stands out to me most. I was in between marriages at the time, and I was, I didn't want to go on dating sites, because I figured that was a bunch of bullshit. But one of my squad buddies said, "Come on, I'll hook you up. We'll set up a profile. Pretty soon you'll be swimming in women." I'm like, okay, no problem. So I get a couple of hits, not really what I'm looking for, and I ended up going out with this one girl. She had a very interesting profile. She had some very, very striking profile photos, and I was hoping, they would be accurate at least. And as it turns out, they were. So we made plans. We were going to meet at a local bar, have a couple of drinks, and then we were going to go out to dinner. And so I get us a small table at the bar, and we order our drinks. We start making small talk and everything. And what she did was she started leaning forward on the table. And she started moving very close, edging over the table. And she was looking at me, and she did not blink at all.
Ooh.
And she just kept focusing. She looked me dead in the eyes as I was talking. I was, telling her about me, what I did, and I was still a professional soldier at the time. And she was just staring. It was like, it was like my soul was leaching out of my body and going into her eyeballs. And I put up with it. I didn't want to be rude or anything like that. We went out. We had a nice dinner. But I did not go out with her again after that. I'm not an easy person to scare, but that really fucking unnerved me.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they don't blink, that's a red flag. Make a note of it.
There you go. I do want to say this right before we get to the next person. Yesterday, and I wanted to mention this earlier, and it slipped my mind, but I want to mention about Bird of Prey 5. He passed away, I think yesterday or late last night or something.
Yeah.
I didn't get to know him that well, but I did have a few conversations with him through Pulp Culture Breakdown, and he seems like a very genuine guy. So my heart goes out to him and his family. And if everyone wants to give his family a prayer, do that. It means a lot. It's really sad to see people in the community pass away like this. It's not fun. But anyways, I just wanted to briefly mention that. So here at Man-O-Rama, our heart goes out to him and his family and stuff. So yeah, I hope everything works out with the funerals and everything. So anyways, on that note, Jeff.
I think the biggest red flag I've ever found is a girl who will not take responsibility for her actions. That is very disconcerting to me because they're also the type that like to make up stories, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I find that the most concerning.
Yeah, that's a good one. Canadian Spider-Man. Don't tell me they have an Adam's apple.
Yeah.
She was bulgy like a moose.
I lost you. Are you kidding
No,
me?
we can barely hear you.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear us? You're too
Have you-
focused on Brother White, weren't you?
We told you, don't have two tabs open.
Anyways, we'll get back to Canadian Spider-Man. Can you still hear us? Now we can't hear him. Anyways, we'll have Canadian Spider-Man figure this out. We can barely hear you.
Hello, hello.
You can't hear me.
Like, you're muffled.
I can't hear you.
Anyways, try jumping out and then jumping back in. So one of the red flags that I always noticed was, especially living in LA, was because I did the online dating thing. This is way before I got married. Is the profile pictures. I don't understand why women.
Yeah, we can barely hear him. He's coming through.
Okay, you can hear me.
Hey, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. It's Canadian. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. But okay, so we'll get to your question. We'll get to the question for you. What was a red flag that you noticed when you were dating?
I would say, and I've had a lot of experience. Women that are always seem to have drama surrounding them. That they sort of thrive on drama. There's always some sort of drama in their life, and they're always painting themselves to be, well, a victim, really. Let's call it for what it is. So avoid women that are always involved in drama and get all the attention on them and act like they are the victim all the time. Avoid that with a 10-meter pole.
A 10-meter cattle prod.
That's right. And tattoo. Do we want to go into tattooed ladies? Or is that
tattoos?
That's later. I've got a lot of red flags. Tattoos is a big one.
All right. Okay. Explain the tattoo part, because I have some also. Yeah, I have
tattoos are for men. So if you want to date a man, sure, go ahead.
Oh no, I disagree completely.
And they also are Women tend to get tattoos, not like men. They tend to get them on a whim. Like it's an indication of someone that will change their mind on a moment's notice, and they will leave you also at a moment's notice because they flutter in the wind, and they will get a tattoo just because everyone else is doing it, or it'll come across to them like they want it all of a sudden. Where men will look at a tattoo and plan it out for months ahead of time. In general, I'm generalizing.
That is probably the best example of with women with tattoos, because you're on a point there where women will get tattoos on a whim, meaning they don't plan things very well. That's a red flag. I agree to that. I think that
They will leave you on a whim.
Yeah, that too. But I also think that some women are great if they get a tattoo that fits their body and the symmetric of their body and everything. If it goes really well, cool. Like if a woman is athletic, like who does soccer or who stays fit, that has a sleeve tattoo, I dig that because it works with their body. Now, if you're overweight and you're like, hey, I'm gonna get a sleeve tattoo, and then you decide, hey, you know what, I want to lose weight. Cool, go for it. That tattoo is not that butterfly is gonna look like a demented moth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second wife was very athletic, and she put about 2 months planning into tattoo. She had some like a bird and fish motif, a Japanese motif, and she had her entire back done. And it took 3 months to finish, and it was a work of art, and it cost as much as a work of art, and it was beautiful. And and she planned it out. She wanted to get it done. She went ahead and did it. And
Yakuza.
well, don't I wish things would have been more exciting then? But
Sounds like she's Yakuza.
yeah. But I digress.
So I do like how you actually pointed that out. That's a really good observation, and that is a red flag if you're dating someone, she's like, I just got a tattoo. It's like, did you plan it or anything? You got Chinese words that says hope, but it really means poop. Like
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Female friends have tattoos. Like if any of my female friends around here, if they see this, they're gonna be upset because they all have tattoos. But sorry, and it's a thing for a dude. Tattoos are for dudes.
Well, here's the thing. These are all our different opinions. So it's like, I'm not gonna say that Canadian Spider-Man's wrong. That's his opinion, and that's okay. For me, a red flag is when you see profile pictures of women and they do like the weird angle thing. I understand why they do. It's just stupid. I went on this blind date, and one of my friends was like, hey, my friend wants to go on a date. No one wants to go out with her. That should have been the first red flag. I was like, sure, I'll do it. I was more of like, yes, I'm gonna go on a date in college because I look like a nerd. I still am a nerd, but I look like a full blown film nerd, hipster type film nerd, and all that stuff. And I looked at a picture, like a profile picture that she took, so I could see what she looks like. So when I go meet her, it's like, okay, cool. And yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. She was not looked like the size she did in the picture. It was kind of almost embarrassing because, like, I've dated quite a bit of women that are overweight, but she was on a level of like, you need to go to the hospital and you need to get your life on track, kind of.
So
But
did you just figure this out, like with her legs up on her shoulders, or
something like that. I don't know. Possibly. I needed a grope. But here's the thing. Out of that is, I dated women who are a little bit bigger, but to me, when I see someone who is very obese and you can tell their life is struggling, it makes me want to just help them. And also, I was like, you know what? I feel bad because no one wants to date her. I'm going to give her an enjoyable night on a date and something that she can remember. And me doing that, it's sometimes sometimes we have to bite the bullet and take one for the team sometimes. And turns out she was a very lovely lady. She was very genuine, and she actually apologized, and she's like, I'm sorry if the picture was all this. So she was very apologetic on that, and I was like, no worries, it's cool. Let's enjoy the dinner and everything. So
She
it was pretty
apologized
cool.
for catfishing you.
Yeah, because she could tell right away my face.
What do you expect? If I
My
put
face
my
gave it
profile at
away.
6 foot tall and I show up, yeah, they're gonna be surprised.
But and also another thing, it's when you get women who
I'm sitting near that picture, Steve.
Yeah, another thing that is for red flags for guys is to look out for is how a woman presents herself on a date. If it's like the first few days and she's wearing a very tight, revealing outfit, you kind of have to think, okay, she's just in it for one thing. And sometimes as men, that's not usually the case because we've played the game so long that it's just we're tired. We just want to go on a date. Some men are like that. I used to, before I got married, I was like, I just want to go on a date. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play cat and mouse and all this stuff. And it's when I see this all the time where, and it's usually college girls that they wear the most tightest revealing outfit. And I'm like, you're at a 5-star restaurant and you're wearing that. Like that's, to me, there's certain points that you can wear things. And I think when a woman wears that, it's just, she's just counting up the body counts. And
You wear that kind of stuff when you're going to Applebee's.
yes.
We don't have Applebee's here.
Do you have Chili's?
No. Yes, in the airport, in Kelowna Airport, we have a Chili's.
Okay.
But what were you going to say, Jeff?
I was going to say, I know we already moved on from this, but tattoos, I didn't have a chance to really say that. Now, I hope Mrs. Chip doesn't kill me for this one, but Mrs. Chips only has one tattoo, and it's my name, and it's a spot that even if she was wearing a bikini, you wouldn't be able to see it. That is hot.
See, I dig that. Tramp stamps, if that's another red flag, if a chick is wearing a tramp stamp, just walk away. Save yourself a headache. Because, yeah, that's the other thing. And if, like, another red flag is if you meet a girl and there's the idea OnlyFans, run away. Like, just flat out run away. Because all she's thinking is dollar bills. If you give me enough money, I'll do whatever you want. Just run away. It's not worth it. Trust me.
No.
Okay, Orty, Red Lobster is a family restaurant.
Love Red Lobster. As long as they're Prince Edward Island lobster. Or Maine.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
It's also, here's another red flag, guys. Tell me if you guys agree with this. Is you going out to dinner with a girl and you're about to order and she just becomes the most pickiest person on the face of the planet.
Oh God, I hate picky eaters.
Would that be considered a red flag?
For
To me, that
that'd be a red
is.
flag.
Yeah.
Because you're undecisive.
100%.
It's a point where it's like, oh, I want this. No, I don't want what. I'm like, dude. To me, like whenever we go out to dinner, if I have to go to the bathroom as we're about to order it, and I'm like, hey, I have to go to the bathroom, I know what my wife will order me because she knows what I like. The other problem is I am terrible at knowing what my wife likes to eat sometimes. It depends where we're at and all that stuff. And then, or what sucks is I'm like, we're going to this restaurant. I know what she's going to want. And I see 3 things that she likes. I'm like, dude, well, this is a shot in the dark. But like, that's the thing. It's if a woman is undecisive on, especially at Starbucks or any coffee place, well, I want this. No. Can you take this? No. You'll have nothing and like it.
She's a pain in the ass to hang around with.
Yeah.
You will have a single leaf of arugula.
All right, let's get to the next question. The next question.
Are we done with red flags? Oh, I didn't get a chance to
No,
talk
we're
about
still-
single moms.
Well, I'd like to bring up a red flag.
Okay, yeah.
And that is a woman who seeks validation on social media.
Oh God,
Oh.
And I will tell you, I've been married 27 years, almost 28, And the opposite of red flag is that my wife had an Instagram for a while. And it didn't take very long, only a few months, that she voluntarily, without me saying anything, deleted it because she was getting the wrong kind of attention through it.
Nice.
And she still doesn't have an Instagram years later now. I mean, it's been like 4 years total that she hasn't had one.
You bring up a good point, Jeff. That was Jeff speaking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, you bring up a good point. The green flag. That's definitely a green flag. Yeah.
Well, you were going to mention something else about single women or whatever it is.
Single moms. Yeah.
Okay,
Just, if
yeah.
you're a single dude, I think a woman with kids from another man is a red flag. Absolutely.
How
and
so?
I'm going to take flack for that. But it's self-evident. I mean, she's not into you. She wants a babysitter.
What's the joke? My kids have ADD. Yeah, all different dads.
Oh gosh. So I will agree with you, Steve, on it to a certain point, because there's some guys when they get older, they'll be like, you know what? Some they're like, I can't have kids, or it's like, you know what? I want to be a dad, and they meet someone. It's like, hey, they're okay, because that is an issue, because a lot of guys, especially men, they just don't want to date a single mom because of all that baggage. Where it's you have the bait.
You're after the kids. You're the farthest down on the list.
Yeah, it's more of some guys are like, I don't want to deal with it because I don't want to take away the father figure from their real dad. Now, granted, if the real dad's like, I don't want nothing to do with the kids, okay, cool, fair game. Be the father figure to them. But to me, it's not as big of an issue, but there are some red flags in it because then it's the baggage. You're going on a date, and all she can't do is she can't stop talking about this or that. And it's like the guy's like, I just want to go on a date. If this date goes well and we go on a second or third one, let's focus on everything else. The issues that you deal with, I'm open to hearing that because a lot of men, we do want to hear what women have to say. It's the problem is it's how women bring up these things for us to hear. And then also it's very drawn. Men talk in very 3 points, beginning, middle, and end. Women do this Broadway play thing. And it's like, hey, you just give me the beginning, middle, and end. I can piece it all together. And
I appreciate when they do. Some women do that, and I appreciate those.
Yes.
Ladies.
My wife will go from beginning to end and sometimes take the middle out just to mess with me. I'm like, well, how did you guys? So I feel like there's like some parade, some Dukes of Hazzard that I just miss. I think it's funny when she does that. But let's get to the next question here. And that is, Jeff, how can guys spot the red flags and they're supposed to be not and run away? Now, this is more of how can we help guys spot the red flags? Because we talk about what our red flags are. Well, how can guys learn to spot them?
Well, if they have pink hair, blue hair.
That's a.
I mean, I know it's not
the nose ring.
Yeah.
Clit ring is okay. The nose ring, no.
Well, you usually don't find that out on the first date.
A Harris bumper sticker.
Well, that's it.
A coexist bumper sticker.
That's the stupidest thing. That's like saying I used to be a meat eater and now I'm a vegan. Makes no sense. There's no use to you are or you aren't. Pick one. Coexist means you're just, you know what? I don't want to piss anyone off, so I'm just going to do it this way. It's like, no. You're either going to piss someone off or you're not. You don't have to tell the world. But Jeff, any more other...
This one here, I mean, I've been out of the dating game for a long time, but the one back when I was in the dating game, one that used to bother me is that if a woman talks about women's rights, I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. The problem is when a woman's talking about equality, but then when it comes time to pay for the check, they expect the man to pay for everything.
That's a very good point.
That's
Vincent.
Yes. Oh, you want my views on this matter? Well, Jeff covered quite a few.
Oh, he stole your answer?
No, he didn't steal my answer. But
Mike.
with the only way you can really effectively spot potential red flags is through experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that you can learn right away. You get a feel for it, and then with experience you get better able to sort through the bullshit. But
Yeah.
I think let's see, we already covered different colored hair, we covered body piercings, and I think the most important thing to do is to listen to them. If a woman's
Mhm.
talking and she tends to concentrate more on herself, like, oh, I do this, I do that, but I really feel strongly about this, but I don't really like that. And if it's always her and her and her, and she doesn't bring up talking about you, like I can see somebody saying like, okay, blah blah blah, yeah, I like this. What about you? What do you like? If there's give and take in the conversation, yeah, run with it, because
Mhm.
you find people like that very rarely. So grab onto them and do not let them go. But if the conversation's all one-sided, yeah, just smile, nod politely, finish your drinks, get the check, and never call them again. That's it.
That's pretty simple. Canadian Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, that was I like what you said there, Vincent, but I do take issue with if what I've learned in I've been looking at girls since 1979, so, or 1980. I've been watching girls for a while, and that's the thing. Listen to them, yes, but it's important to watch what they do and not necessarily what they say in a lot of circumstances and a lot of times, because they'll say one thing and they'll do another.
Oh,
So
yeah.
watch what they
Yeah.
do, and that's one thing that you can get an early warning, or your spidey sense will be tingling if you watch what they're doing. And if their actions are more self-interested, then like Vincent was saying, don't invest your time there.
Yeah.
It's not going to do you any good. But yeah, watch what they do, not necessarily what they say. And I think another good way that we can learn experience, unfortunately, is the biggest teacher. But also, don't be afraid to ask advice from older people in your life, from older men in your life. Ask an older man. That's a YouTube channel actually that's really quite helpful. But ask an older man.
That's a very key one. I think if guys I don't know the dating life anymore. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Neither do I, but that's by choice.
Yeah, I've been married for almost 10 years and I have no idea.
I've
Like
been
I don't
married.
know how you guys do it.
I've been married 3 times and I still don't know.
Well, that kind of gives it away.
Don't use
Yeah.
dating apps. Say that. Do not use dating apps.
Yeah, I'm very old school. Here's a question for you guys. Are you an old school type guy? Like just meet the person at a bar, at a function or a gathering?
At the frozen food section in Whole Foods.
Work.
Strike up a conversation in the
Work.
supermarket.
It's always
Show her
sexual harassment through
your
work has
cheese.
always been the way.
Say that again, Steve.
Sexual harassment through work has always been the way.
Yeah,
Worked every time.
I wouldn't
Every
recommend that. Anyone watching, I
Oh,
really
fuck
wouldn't.
it. No, do it. Fuck it. Why not? Shake things up.
Well,
Hey,
here's the thing.
No, just walk up to her and go, hey, Angel Face, you want to see my cock? Yeah.
No,
Come on.
Hey,
well, here's the thing.
you have
Here's
any
the problem.
Canadian in you? Would you like?
I
some?
don't
Would you
know
like
if you
some?
guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys.
Hey, those are nice cattle.
I don't know if you
Got there.
guys know about the Me Too movement that happened like a few years ago. It was this very small thing where guys were being canceled left and right for things that they did or didn't do. Just a small thing, just a little thing. I wouldn't recommend going. Here's the thing: I wouldn't recommend dating a coworker. Just don't.
Oh, no. Absolutely.
That is the
No,
worst.
no.
I did that once. Dumb. At a grocery store. I'm not kidding. And
Restricted to sexual harassment.
no, it was weird because there was no conversations about anything but work. It was just weird. And this was when I was in high school. It was so weird. I was like, this is dumb. Like, yeah. And
And Steve's like, I don't like women anymore.
but oh man.
They smell
Other
nice.
red flags. Yeah, don't listen to Steve when he says sexual harassment is a great thing. It's not. Because that's on your record.
I didn't say those words. I didn't say it was great. I condoned it.
I didn't.
No, the word
didn't
great
say it
did
was
not leave
great.
his mouth. Me and him condoned it.
There you go.
And I will absolutely show my cock to somebody at work.
Just anyways. Here's a new segment we're
That's what broom
starting.
closets are for.
So Vincent, are you ready for the new segment?
Yes, let's.
All right, we have a new segment.
Have you had sex
that
at
we're
work,
gonna
Vincent?
do. No.
Yes, I have. On more than one occasion.
I knew it.
You're all giddy like you just saw Blair White. You're like, hey. But anyways, here's the new segment that we've started up. I'm very excited for this. It's very loud. I realize that. I gotta turn it down.
That was
That music,
So-
man.
pleasant.
Awesome.
So there's a new segment called Now Shakespeare with Vincent, and I was trying to do if I can do a Vincent Price voice while it was going on,
Ooh,
but Vincent, I know, right? Diamonds Jubilee.
yeah.
Vincent is very much into Shakespeare, and I thought, why not have him read something that falls in line with, and I don't know what he's gonna say, but falls in line with the topics of the night. So, Vincent, the floor is yours.
The floor
Break
is
a
mine.
leg.
Thank you. When Steve gave me the tonight's theme, I was kind of pressed to find something that would be suitable, that like included what we would consider red flags. And although there are some plays that have more misogynistic attitudes towards women, considering these were written 500 years ago, there's one that stands out even today. And some people don't like seeing it performed and don't like reading it. And that play is Othello.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that play.
It's a very good play, but a lot of feminists say, "Oh my God, the attitudes towards women," and a lot of minorities will say, "Oh my God, blackface, white actors doing the blackface," which hasn't been done in over almost 50 years. the current thinking now is, there are good black actors who can perform it and don't have to get into makeup. I mean, William Marshall, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't remember his name, but he was very good at it. And Patrick Stewart did a production of it in Washington, D.C. about 25 years ago, where the entire cast was black, and he played Othello. And I wasn't able to see all of it. I saw some scenes from it, but it was really good. But in my opinion, Patrick Stewart is a very overrated Shakespearean actor. But
Yeah, he's just bald. Whatever.
he's very hammy, very hammy.
Yeah.
But the scene that I chose was from Act 2, Scene 1 from Othello. And this is Iago, the villain of the piece, talking to Desdemona, who is Othello's wife. She that was ever fair and never proud, had tongue at will, and yet was never loud, never lacked gold, and yet never went gay, fled from her wish, and yet said, now I may. She that being angered, her revenge being nigh, bade her wrong stay, and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She that could think and never disclose her mind, sees suitors following, and not look behind. She were a wight, if ever wight were, to suckle fools and chronicle small beer. This is basically... it basically explains what Canadian Spider-Man and I were discussing about women. Watch what they do and not listen to what they say. It plays into that perfectly. The one line, to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She wants one thing, yet does another. And yeah, it's not red flaggy, but it plays on the inconstance of the inconsistency, I'd rather say, the inconsistency of how some women act. They say one thing yet mean another. They do one thing and, not mean it and all that shit. And yeah, I need to look for better material.
No, I liked it. It's cool.
I was in a hurry. You hit me with this like on the day, and I was like, holy shit, I got to find something. What do I know? Ooh, Othello. But
I thought you were going to be like, Romeo, we're out there, Romeo. Meow, meow. Kitty,
Romeo
kitty,
and Juliet is not a romantic play. Romeo and Juliet is about a 3-day sex fest between a 13 and a 17-year-old teenager. And 6 people die as a result. It's not a romantic play.
No, it's not. It's crazy.
Well, I would say the Shakespearean play, Much Ado About Nothing, drama.
Yeah, all the drama that's in it. Yeah, but it's actually a comedy. But it's a very
Verona,
it's very
Italy. They've got a statue of Juliet, a bronze statue of Juliet, in the courtyard, and the balcony that apparently inspired the play is up there, and it's a tourist site. And Juliet has a like a Greek toga type gown over, and she's got one bare breast, and it's a bronze statue, and it's all rained and oxidized, except the breast is shiny because all the guys go and touch the boob, so it's like the whole statue's all like corroded and oxidized. And shiny.
The same thing. They have the same thing in Florence. There's a statue of a wild boar, a bronze statue, and it's near the main marketplace. It's near the Capone Library, and it's a huge bronze boar, and the entire body of it is like all dark and patinaed and stuff like that, except for the snout. People go by and they rub it for luck, and the nose is shiny, but everything else is just all green and grungy and all that stuff.
And the acid from our hands apparently combats the oxidization.
Yep. And that statue's about, I think, close to 500 years old. And the nose looks brand new.
Yeah, the same with Juliet's tit. Yeah, it's very old.
Hey, Mom, what's that?
Yeah, I've got a picture in the. There's an album behind me that has that.
I
photo.
bet it is. It's all the.
It'll take me 20 minutes to find, but it is there.
No, but he can find Blair White right away.
Yeah.
See, I would, if I was allowed 20 minutes to do a close exam, I would be able to tell if it was a girl from birth or not. I think.
Okay,
No.
I've seen enough.
See, but this okay.
I've
So
seen enough.
going back to Hombre Senorita, that's why I don't let you guys know. It's because it's on an instinct of like quick. Like you only have a few seconds to decide is this or that.
You
kind of
threw in
thing.
some real good ones this week.
I know it was good.
This was your best week ever, I think.
Nice. I like the one that had the butch lesbian hair thing. I was like, oh, bingo!
I
I
did get
know
that right.
that's a chick. That
Johnny
looks-
Bravo.
That's correct.
That
Johnny
was so,
Bravo
that was
looks
so
like a-
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. I don't. That's the other thing. All right, here's a red flag, and tell me if you guys, if and Jeff, you're more than welcome to jump in the conversation. Is right now it's more of an open conversation, just us having chit chatting. Is when you meet a woman, I will say this for guys who want to know about red flags, buzz cuts for women. Run away because she more likely drives a Subaru, which means she's a lesbian. She's like, you know what? I'm tired of being a lesbian. I just want to go on a date with a guy. That's probably what it means. I don't know. That's
Oh, yeah,
my.
I did that once.
perspective. You did? You had it. You drove a. You had
No,
a buzz hair and you drove a
had
Subaru.
the,
You're like, hey guys.
No, I have the buzz hair, but I did date a girl for about a month and a half that did have the buzz hair and drive a Subaru. And yeah, I thought I could turn her back to the light side, but my efforts were in vain.
Once they drive the Subaru, it's
Yeah.
sayonara, muchachos.
So,
But-
you thought you can get her back up on solids?
Yeah,
Okay.
much to my eternal shame. Oh well, we live and we learn.
Mm-hmm. Canadian Spider-Man's like, I could flip Blair
I'm
White.
trying to figure out what that means.
That would need it.
And I owned a Subaru once, so hang on.
Okay, not
This
the
explain-
not the WRX, not the cool rally car. We're talking about the Outbacky SUV looking thingy.
Oh yeah, no, I had
That one.
Even
I
the
am
du-
a
even the
tourist,
new
but I am a
WRX
lesbian.
looks.
I will admit, I'm a fucking lesbian.
That explains why you can't figure out who's who. You know what? I'm gonna probably Photoshop your face on a dude
Please.
next to Blair White.
No.
He is a lesbian trapped in a man's body.
Yes.
Oh,
It's actually
God.
there. I do. So I did sign up and I paid when I was backpacking around Australia in 2001. I did this 4-day sail around the Whitsunday Islands, and there was 20 of us, all backpackers, English, Norwegian, Scottish, myself, and they were assigning rooms. And I got in the bottom of the boat. I got stuck in with these 2 Norwegian girls, and I'm like, yes. Come to find out, they're lesbians and wanted nothing to do with me. So it's not what you. It's not like in the movies. Lesbians really don't like men. A lot of them.
2 Norwegians. You're like, hey, pretty good odds for a shy kid.
I thought it was going to be awesome down there, and it wasn't at all. It was terrible.
Oh man. Here. What were you gonna say, Jeff?
I was going to say a red flag that I ran into back when I was dating is women who have daddy issues
Yes.
because they have problems attaching properly, committing. There's a whole lot more. I could actually talk about that for an hour, but that's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. I will say this, and again, there's probably some women that'll watch this episode a few years down the road and be like, "You guys are so mean. You're misogyn." We're not misogynistic. I know this sounds like we're attacking women. We're not. We're just helping guys because there are some women that are good, and then some women that just have red flags, and it just those are women with the red flags. You just stay away. And I'll even go this further. If for women, stay away from these types of women because they become toxic towards you and everyone around you, and then you're like, I don't want to
see
be
a lot of the red flags that we've been bringing up. It's you can apply them to both sexes.
exactly. Oh yes. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a
So
maturity thing.
we're not being expressly misogynistic. We're being you can just as easily apply the faults that we're attaching to some people. You can attach them to men as well. So,
Oh, yeah. We'll do an episode on that.
we
For sure.
love women. Women are quite possibly the
Married
greatest
for a
invention
reason.
since sliced bread.
But
Yeah.
we can speak the truth about them, and that is
Yes.
not misogynistic.
One
people-
red flag that I have for women is the bratty attitude. The
Entitled.
daddy little princess bratty Beverly Hills Valley
Oh.
girl.
Okay.
Unless
I thought you meant when they call you daddy, because that's kind of fun on occasion. But
no, that's just weird. That's weird. No,
That is weird.
my wife. I'll say this. My wife did ask. She goes, "Hey, would you ever want to be called daddy?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "First off, that's weird." And she goes, then she pulled this. She goes, "Well, you're from the South." I was like, "That's a good joke." I'm not that South. I'm the other South. I'm the other redneck, not that redneck.
it's like, don't worry, if you
And-
divorce her, you could still call her mom.
But but I told her no, and she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because it's weird, and your dad is a good shot." And yeah, so it's weird. Like it's what I mean is the whole like there's a certain point where I'm okay, and I'm glad that when dads really appreciate their daughters and their daughters appreciate their dad, whenever they see each other, they hug each other, give each other a kiss on the cheek or whatever. That's fine. It's the whole, well, my dad is this and that and this and that. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I do not care what your dad does. Like, I'm not competing against your dad, like, at all. Because I guarantee you, that type of dad's like, please take her away.
Yeah.
Because he has created a monster because he wasn't mature enough to teach her daughter, stop acting like a little girl. You're not a princess. No woman is a princess. Not even a princess is a princess. It's just a name. But it's this idea of annoyance, this whole like prissy, like, ooh, I need another 100 pair of shoes and da 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 da, and I need another new car. My dad does this. My dad owns a yacht. I'm like, I don't care. I can make a yacht out of paper and let it float and it'll sink. Like, I don't care. And my dog totally agrees. She's all like, yes. But that's a red flag. It's
Entitlement.
there it is, entitlement.
Okay, Steve, here's another picture coming your way.
Oh
Hi,
man.
puppy.
But it's this idea where women this idea where women who have this entitlement of I need this and this, the Karens. That's another red flag. Okay, here's a question I have for you guys. Have you guys ever met a Karen that is like in their 20s?
Not one
Jeff.
that young, no.
No, it's usually after they hit the wall and they get all bitter that they turn into Karens.
Yeah.
Usually pre-post menopausal. I would
Yeah,
say.
no, 20-year-old girls have they have a nice time. I don't think they're gonna be Karens at that age.
I met a Karen that was in college. This was a few years ago. This is when Karen became kind of the new fad. And I couldn't take it anymore because I worked at a coffee shop and she's all like, this and that, someone skipped me. It's like she was mad because her order wasn't in line with her line. It's just whatever drinks we can get out and that kind of thing. I yelled at her. I totally Karen'd her back. Oh, it was great. If you meet a Karen, man, pull it back onto them because then they're gonna realize how stupid they sound.
The
And I
pandemic. There was a lot of Karens in the pandemic.
Oh God, I got assaulted. I'll tell you this story. This is crazy. This is a red flag. An unhinged woman Now, granted, this woman was like 90 years old, and it was pretty much like the first month into the whole 2 weeks curb the pandemic, that whole thing, before it became like 3 years. Didn't know 2 weeks was 3 years, but I had a gator thing around my head because I can't wear a mask all the time because now I have lung problems.
What's a gator?
Mask. It's where it's like a little it's like a
It's like a little
like a little
elastic
tube.
It's like a tube, a little tube that replaces a scarf. You just pull it over your head and like wear it around your neck.
A neck warmer.
Something like that, yeah. And so it was at the end of the day, no one was out, whatever. I took it down so I could breathe some fresh air. And turns out now I can't wear a mask that long because I almost have like asthma-like symptoms. Way to go, guys. But I had it down. I was taking the trash out. This woman, bless her heart, she came up to me and says, "Hey, stay away." And I was like, "What?" She goes, 6 feet. And I'm like, I'm stopped. She comes close to me. I was like, "Man, you're getting a little closer to me and you're telling me to stay away. Like, what's going on?" She had a complete meltdown. She grabbed it right here, yanking me. She like yanked it so much I came in. She punched me in the throat. Yeah. Luckily a cop came by and
Arrested
it was
her.
just he didn't arrest her because he knew instantly like she was like mentally not there anymore. And he's like, "Look, it's just walk away." That's
All the
he
more
told
reason.
me to this is what he did say. He goes, when she left away, he's like, "The next time anyone does that to you, you have my permission to put her to the ground. Not knock her out, but just
knock
her
her
to
the
the
fuck
ground."
out. Absolutely
He goes,
knock her.
"Well,
the
not
fuck
a
out.
90-year-old woman, but if it's like a younger woman, like you can protect yourself." And he's like, "Do you want to press charges?" I was like, "No, she's mentally unstable. She's scared. She's frightened. She believes CNN, fake news, all that
Yeah.
stuff." So it's like I'm not gonna hold that to her. It is what it is. I met a lot of Karens at airports during COVID. Holy crap!
Ooh. Airports.
And the best is when you see the marshal or whatever that guy is, whatever he is,
The air
dude,
marshal.
come out. I was like, I knew it was you. You don't disguise yourself very well. And I ended up talking to the guy. I was like, "You do know you could wear something else that doesn't make
It
you
doesn't
stick out
scream
like
federal officer. Yeah.
Yeah." He's like, "How can you tell?" I was like, "Trust me." And then we were talking. Because he was concealed carry. I was like, "The way you have your hand." He's like, "Dang." And he's like, "You're the first person who's caught me, like spotted me out."
But
Was he printing?
What?
Was he printing? Could you see the outline of his weapon through his clothes?
No, it was how he had his hands.
But you're familiar with firearms, Steve.
Yeah, but there's a certain way where people, because I did a gun range for defense class, and then they allowed you to do open carry, and there's a lot of instructors there, so it was all completely safe. Usually we had the magazine out. Don't worry, YouTube. And there's a way that you can tell sometimes if their hands are like this, most likely they don't got nothing, unless you're actually really like good at disguising it and you're concealed carry and you do that. Cool. But he had his hands closer to his hips. And that's when I can tell. And I can tell he already can spot the woman was a little unhinged. She went bananas in the airport, on the plane. She stood up right before we were about to take off, too. It's because a guy didn't have his mask on. He was breathing too hard. That's what triggered her. So, guys, if you meet a Karen, don't date a Karen. If you're married to a Karen, well, figure that one out. I don't know. That's on you guys. That's a whole nother realm. I don't know.
Rat poison.
We don't condone that.
I do.
Oh, this podcast is going to be used as evidence against him.
I know. I'm never going to get monetized on YouTube at this rate.
Stop inviting me. Yeah.
Let's see if we're still. Let's stop inviting me. Okay, cool. We're still on YouTube. Jeff, how you doing? Are you having a fun time? This is nothing like Lego Build.
No, I'm fine. I just don't have much to say about Karens because,
You are
I've
a
been married
Karen.
for the last 27 years and I work from home. So I haven't had to deal with too many Karens.
Nice.
That's good. I've had a Karen
Women that
doing
are actually
construction
named
before.
Karen that are nice.
I had a client that was a Karen.
I've never actually
Look
met
that I
anyone named
gave to
Karen.
that one chick on a blind date.
I know a couple of Karens, and they are Karens.
Yeah. But on that note, we're going to get to one of my favorite segments. Let's see if it actually works. And I don't use the intro. No, I'm not.
Twitter.
The whip just makes this sound so kinky.
It
I've
really
just,
does.
for the longest time, for about almost a year now, I've been trying to put my thumb on this one. I was like, man, there's a whip. It just sounds kinky. And some people are like, is this a fetish show? And I was like, because I just tuned in when we did Tip the Hat, and they're like, is this a fetish podcast? I was like, no.
Not yet.
But here at Man-O-Rama, we like to tip our hats to the gentlemen, the true men who inspire other men, like what we do, or at least try. Unless Canadian Spider-Man's like, you should do this and this and this. I condone this. Like, but who probably has a Blair White poster behind him somewhere.
It's in the mail.
There it is. Ordered it off.
Mail.
We like to go around the table and talk about someone who inspired us to be a better man. I won't let Jeff go first because he's new, and I want to get him an idea of what we do. So, Canadian Spider-Man, Vincent, which one do you want to go first?
Canadian Spider-Man wants to go first.
Yes.
I do. Absolutely. Yeah, we've got actually we've got a member of Parliament by the name of Michael Barrett, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with him, but he is one man that is bucking the crowd, bucking the trend. He's going against in his job, in his line of work. He's going against the trends, and he's calling a spade a spade. And so my tip of the hat is to Michael Barrett. He's a member of Parliament, I believe, somewhere in Ontario, and he is our shadow ethics minister in Canada, and he's trying to hold people account, and that is something that is a man's role, I think, is to hold people to account. And we don't have enough of that these days. And so that's why I want to tip my hat to him. Usually, in my experience, and maybe other cultures are different, but generally the dad is the one that will hold the kids to account. He's the disciplinarian, usually. And holding people to account is something that, damn it, we need more of these days. We need to hold elected officials to account, especially. And that's something that Michael Barrett is trying to do in his role as our shadow ethics minister. And I know that he's really stuck his neck out on a lot of issues in committee. And I've been watching hours and dozens of hours of him speaking up in committee, speaking on behalf of Canadians, and just trying to hold people accountable. So if that's one thing that I hope the next 3 years or the next 5 years, I hope that society as a whole, we start holding people accountable, and I'll be accountable for what I say. I'll be accountable for what I do, but I really want people to be accountable. And I think Michael Barrett is one of those people that is going to help us get there.
Nice.
My tip of the
Nice, man. Thank you for sharing. Vincent.
My tip of the hat. My tip of the hat this week. Well, it's to a gentleman who has taught me quite a few things over the last several years. Somebody who has become a close personal friend and was shown me how to be a better man, a better shit poster, a better Twitter user. That's Ordnance J. Packard. And I know he's out there in chat. maybe.
Oh yeah, he's somewhere. He
But
might be
yeah,
on Rumble.
Orty's a dude, man. He is.
Aw, Ortiz.
Duh. No,
Aw.
Orty is a man's man.
See, there he goes. Aw,
He's no
in the chat.
bullshitter. Jeff.
Well, mine's also a personal friend. I'd consider him. Growing up, it would be my Scoutmaster Kevin. And yes, if you've seen Deadpool, there is a disgusting scene with Scoutmaster Kevin, but that's not the guy. I don't know if you guys remember that, but no, Kevin was a good guy. I thought he was kind of crazy at one point because he up and just quit his job and started his own company. And when I was able to talk to him a few months later about why he did it, he said, I just had a conversation with myself and I realized that I didn't want to sit in a cubicle the rest of my life. And this guy started a company about personal security, and he was so good that he ended up getting a contract with the Pentagon for political figures that would travel abroad and how to escape kidnappings and that kind of stuff. Really just a really cool guy, a family man. And unfortunately, he did pass away about a year and a half ago. But he's probably the most influential man ever in my life, even more than my dad.
Wow.
Awesome. For me, it would be my buddy Anthony. He's not that much older than me. I've only known him for almost a year, and just to connect with him and see how he interacts with his kids, and it shows like he goes to every game, he coaches his kids. It shows that he really does care about his kids. And something happened with one of his kids, and I turned into the uncle a little bit, and I was like, dude, it was right when we were doing Man-O-Rama, and I was like, dude, you should have called me. I would have come over in a heartbeat. And I really love his kids, and I appreciate his family and what he has brought and taught his kids, and the values. Like, that's the thing. You don't see many, especially young dads who are in their 40s, have such strong values to raise their kids on and to teach them good morals and good values. And his kids are like the nicest kids. We had them over for my birthday in this past June, and his kids are the nicest. They were like, "Thank you very much for inviting us." I was like, "Jeez, man, you're more polite than I was when I was your age." I was like eating sugar and climbing walls. Like, what's going on? So he's really taught me a lot in the span of a year, how to be a father figure towards others and how to actually when to have fun and when not to have fun. And those are the things where a lot of guys they haven't really connected, put two to two together, kind of thing, where it's like, hey, we can have fun at this moment, but there's a moment where you got to be serious and you got to cut the shenanigans out and let's have a serious talk. And I think a lot of guys need that, and it's hard. There's a lot of guys I know that need hard discipline. They need the dad talk sometimes, even when you're friends with them. But sometimes you don't know how they're going to handle it because it's emotional for them if they're not used to it. And just seeing how he actually is proud of his kids, going to the games, doing all these things. He doesn't stop talking about his kids, and he's such a good dad and a good friend. Like, I went to watch his kids play football, and I was getting tan, like just dark. He goes, "I'm gonna call you Darkness." And when I got home, I sent him the whole Darkness from Dave Chappelle, and he's like, "You read my mind." He's literally like, in a different universe, we would have been brothers. Like, that's how tight we become. Like, it's just, yeah. But I want to thank everyone for being a part of this. This has been a fun topic and a much needed topic, really, to help out. If there's guys who want to date, and hopefully what we said through all our joking and everything, that there's something that connected with you guys. And even with the women, a lot of these red flags we mentioned guys have these too. And when guys have, we'll talk about it too. But when guys have these red flags, they're the most. We say it's annoying when women have these red flags, but man, when guys have these red flags, they're the most pretentious bastards ever. It is so god darn annoying. It's like you just want to just. I'll be more ruthless on the guys who have these red flags, and it's
Seriously.
more like,
Dude, I would
Red-
never. If I was a woman, I'd never date me. Seriously.
it's yeah. So just wait. That's gonna be more of like a friendship episode of that, because when guys have friends that with other guys that have these red flags, it makes it so difficult to be around them because they're so blinded because they don't want to hear the truth because they think they're right. Yeah.
Already in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't she some great big old fat girl?
Great big
But-
person.
so the next few episodes for Man-O-Rama, I have actually had these booked. September 3rd is going to be, and Snow Dub is going to be on this one. It's going to be Man's Best
Nice.
Friend. We're going to talk
I
about
like
dogs. We're going to do a little John Wick that night.
Is he going to bring puppets?
Probably.
Nice.
So we're going to talk about the importance of men having dogs, because trust me, it's a big life changer. I think September, let me look up the calendar. It is going to be either September 10th or 17th, probably the 10th. I am doing an all military episode. And it's not it's I would say it's also a thank you to the men who have served and who are serving, but it's also to give guys a perspective of people who've never served in the military like me. So this is all new for me, and to get a perspective of what it was to get an idea for guys who've served and who are still serving, and also to kind of give vets and people who are serving a chance to be on an outlet that allows them to speak their mind and talk and stuff, because there's a lot of vets. My heart goes out to vets. It does. My family, I have a lot of family who are in the military, and I've seen the good that comes out of going into the military and some bad, and I just want to give those guys an opportunity to just come to a place where they can just be them. And whether you have PTSD or not, we open our arms and our doors to you guys. So Vincent's gonna be on, Steve's gonna be on. Trying to get the other guys to come on and just have an open conversation. Just us having fun. So yeah, it's gonna be a very military episode. It's gonna be fun. I like it. There won't be any Lego build this Saturday, I don't think, because I will be at a hole puncher range possibly. Yes. And gonna enjoy the weekend and do that. Probably go hang out with Anthony and his family and do a two-family barbecue. Who knows? But yeah, I want to thank Canadian Spider-Man, Vincent, and thanks for Jeff on short notice to come on and just hang out with us. I hope he enjoyed it very much, and I hope he will come back again, because I really enjoyed Jeff and the conversations we've had. He's a really good guy, and if you don't know who he is, he does. Well, tell us what you do actually.
Well, I have a Lego YouTube channel, and the purpose of the channel is simple. I mean, I'm not monetized, and I do it because regardless, I'd be doing the same thing whether I'm doing it on camera or not. But I just enjoy Lego, and I enjoy it a lot. I have a lot of custom builds, and I do product review. But I mean, I'm just mainly there for the friendships. I've made a lot of good friends through my channel as well.
Nice. So go check him out. Yeah, he's a great guy. Really down to earth guy. He's a lot of fun to hang out with. But on that note, I want to let the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the president, to give a send-off to the show.
And we say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. We'll see you next week at 7 p.m. Pacific time.